Welcome to That's Good Broncos. Will?
Question mark?
Question? This is a podcast. We're going to talk about Denver Broncos football, some football news, some not really news, but some titillating arguments over who is or is not the best corner in the NFL. That's basically the big thing we'll talk about today. Old Patrick Surtain being voted as the best corner in the league by just the most important people on earth. Before we get to that, don't forget to check out my coffee company, benchwarmerbrew.com. We've got coffee. We've got these color schemed shirts there.
Just color scheme.
That color scheme.
Just color schemes.
Yeah. We dropped our Chai Tea Higgins, and we'll be doing a giveaway on Instagram at Brandon Perna. So check out all of that stuff. It's really good coffee, highest of qualities, and it keeps Will and I in business, baby. Sure does. So tell me about Patrick Surtain, Will, and I don't find this too shocking or too interesting, but I did want to talk about it today.
I thought, good lead in. I thought it was kind of interesting.
I didn't, because I already assumed he was, but go ahead.
Well, it's something we know because we watch all the games.
We know ball.
We do know ball when it comes to our team, certainly. Tweet from Zach Stevens. Pat Surtain was deemed the NFL's best cornerback and Justin Simmons the third best safety, according to executive, players, scouts, and coaches who were polled by Jeremy Fowler at ESPN.
So did Jeremy Fowler just do this poll?
It's not his rankings. He polled everyone in the NFL. Not everyone, but like people from all levels of football.
Yeah, sure.
He didn't poll us. We would have said. We
would have said best corner in the league is still Chris Harris Jr. Suck it.
Champ Bailey. Still the best. Even now. I don't know. This did come off as a little surprising to me. Just because
why?
He's such a quiet guy. He's not like he's just not a boisterous type of player or figure off the field. He kind of just does his job really, really well. And usually those corners don't get rewarded because they're just kind of invisible. He gets, he had a couple picks last year. I think he had 4 picks his first year. But he just goes about his business, and maybe that's it. Maybe that's the point, is that it's not fans ranking him.
Yeah.
It's people who know football,
right,
at all levels. But I don't know. I would have expected someone like Darius Slay, who was on a good team, or Sauce Gardner, who is crying currently about not being rated the top corner in the NFL. And he's a New York guy too. And now there's this big kerfuffle between Asante Samuel and Darrelle Revis. And it's interesting because this kind of the Sauce Surtain comparison kind of harkens back to Champ Bailey and Darrelle Revis, and we all felt like Champ Bailey was better, despite them being drafted like 8 years apart. But they were always compared, and Revis always got the most attention because he was a New York Jet,
right?
And I think we know better,
Yeah, I think like. One, having the best corner in the NFL doesn't get you shit in terms of wins. You know what I'm saying? So like, to me, it's nice. It's nice to get that little like acknowledgement in the offseason. And I love Patrick Surtain, but I'm just so sick of having a good defense and not winning games that like I see this. And it's kind of fun. It's entertaining, especially when former players get involved and they just start talking shit to current players for no reason.
Yeah.
So Asante Samuel and Sauce going back and forth. Surtain kind of getting left out of even that mess is funny. And having two guys make those like top three, Simmons and Surtain, it's just, to me, it's a reminder of how many wins the Broncos squandered last year. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
I hope we're not talking about this next offseason. I hope it's like, yeah, Surtain, I don't care if he's ranked the fourth best corner, the sixth best corner, or it's number one again, as long as we're in the playoffs. Like, that's all I care about. We know he's good. He was good as soon as he stepped onto the field, and he's been good in two ways, like passing the eye test as a fan, and also just accolades from other NFL corners, former NFL corners, and the receivers he goes against, except for Devontae Adams, who talks shit. I think he was Adams chirped back talking some shit to Pat Surtain.
Yeah.
Even though Surtain locked him down one game and then got burnt by him the next. So
that's the thing that's so stupid about when you debate corners, like on Twitter. Not that I, spend my time doing that, but if you go, oh, this guy's the best or this guy's the best, someone will always come back with a video of them getting beat.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that exists for every corner in the NFL. There's a video of Champ Bailey getting beat by Torrey Smith when he was like 34. There's a video of Darrelle Revis where Randy Moss puts his arm up to signal that he's open and beats him by like 5 yards and makes that one-handed catch when he was with the Patriots. Every corner gets beat. It's a part of you have to have a lot of humility as a corner, I feel like, because you're not going to lock down everybody on every single play. It's, to me, the second hardest position in football.
Yeah.
Behind long snapper.
Yeah.
And did Surtain have a couple bad games last year? Yes, he did. He got beat by DJ Moore. He got beat in that second Raiders game. He got beat by really good wide receivers a couple of times. That happens.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner, he doesn't get beat as much because when he gets beat, he just grabs the other player and they don't call it.
Yeah, we'll always have a distorted perception of Sauce. At least I will until I watch the Jets and Broncos play again this year. And the reason I think Sauce stands out as getting away with holding is in that Broncos game, they were egregious. His holds were very egregious.
Yes.
But it was the week after Damari Mathis got flagged 4 times for pass interference. So it wasn't just he's getting away with some holds and grabs, which you can probably find that in any game, right? But it was just the
critical moments.
Yeah, of watching our young corner get just fucking assaulted by the officials.
Yeah.
And then a week or two later, just letting him get away with it. So, and I'm not saying that's how he plays every game, but that's how I see him every game.
Yeah. Well, it changes your perception when it happens at a very pivotal moment in the fourth quarter of a game against your team and they don't call it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's like the NBA where LeBron does something and they're not gonna call a foul necessarily because he's an established star, and some third stringer touches someone and gets a call, and it's not always called evenly. I think because of reputation, it's a really hard thing to call too for the officials. But there's always still it shouldn't exist in today's age because football it's so universal no matter where you live, and we're not living in the the mid 2000s or before then where Every all parts of media are located on the East Coast, and so but there's still an East Coast bias because it's a New York team. He was he's just like he's kind of an attention guy, you know? He's a great player. I loved watching him at Cincinnati. But he was drafted higher than Surtain. He's on a New York team. He talks. He wore the cheese head. Players who, you know, are good and, you know, draw attention to themselves, usually they're going to get rated higher. So I'm happy that the people recognize Surtain as the best corner in the league.
Yeah, I mean, it gives me a little bit of optimism about the Broncos defense heading into the season, even though I think that's like the position group as a whole, I think it's going to take a step back because of Vance Joseph.
It has to.
Vance Joseph is the one thing that makes me not trust Sean Payton. Like,
yeah.
But, well, we talked about that last episode. I don't want to get into that. You're talking about kind of like a tension with good players. And I started to watch The Four Falls of Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
And I was watching. The one thing that surprised me was Jim Kelly and his cockiness early in his career. Because, like, I always think of Jim Kelly as this very, like, reserved guy, very humble and quiet. And maybe some of that came because of the 4 football losses. And then all of his off-field, like, personal battles and tragedies he kind of went through.
Yeah.
But, like, one of the things they start with is Jim Kelly basically, like, calling out one offensive lineman, just basically, like, throwing him under the bus, basically saying he sucked, didn't want to play in Buffalo, went to the Houston Gamblers, would have kept playing there had the USFL not folded. But I think we put attention on what players say, and we love to tear them down when they're cocky and it backfires. But I think, like, to be that good, you need that confidence. And the QB position, it comes, I don't know, with the territory. We expect receivers to be cocky. And then every now and then, like, corners, I think is the most riskiest position to be cocky. And I respect Sauce Gardner, like, doing that. And I'm not even saying cocky. It's just like being out there, putting yourself out there, drawing attention to yourself, because
he's
you're
cocky.
right. But, like, and you, like, corners, like, you got to have that confidence. Surtain's like the quiet confidence, and then you got cockiness. But when you're a corner and you do that, and then you have a bad game, it blows up in your face. And the odds against you, like, being really good every week are not in your favor because of the rules, because of how heavy the NFL is as a passing league, the advantage receivers have. So I respect corners who take that. I don't think I could. Like, I would want to be quiet and just pretty good every week, so that when I do have a bad game, like when Surtain didn't have a good game against, like, Devontae Adams and DJ Moore, Broncos fans knew about it, but it wasn't like this national, like, oh shit, Surtain got exposed sort of thing, right?
It was a morning game against the Panthers between two losing teams.
But
I think the Devontae Adams game probably was more harmful to his reputation, but he just bounces back.
Yeah.
He's also
back. He admitted, he's like, I didn't play well. I'll get back to it.
He's played 2 years. He's already one of 4 NFL players to intercept Patrick Mahomes multiple times.
Ooh. Oh, dude. All right. I wanted to talk about this because I think it's kind of a missed narrative with the Broncos and the Chiefs. So I did a Patrick Mahomes video on That's Good Sports because I think he's a great player. And I talked a lot of shit about him, and I was like, I'm just going to talk about how painful it is to watch how good this guy is. And the nice thing from that video is I've gotten so many Chiefs fans, like, this is what we felt like watching Elway. This is what we felt like watching Manning. It's our turn now. So respect to them acknowledging how good Elway is. But the Broncos
Not all of them do that.
Not all of them, but the good people here.
But yeah, for sure.
On YouTube with us. The Broncos losing streak to the Chiefs. We all know about it. We know it dates back to since Manning retired, right?
Yep.
It was Alex Smith and the Chiefs, and then it was Mahomes and the Chiefs. Mahomes gets credit for all of the wins even before he was there is one thing, right? It's like Patrick Mahomes.
He gets credit for Super Bowl 4.
Yeah. But there was basically two seasons there where it was Alex Smith or whatever. But the real fucking thing that I noticed is it was the Broncos defense in 4 or 5 of those games. The Broncos offense giving up defensive touchdowns to the Chiefs that fucking killed them.
Oh, yeah.
There's winnable games where I think it's 5. I'm going to forget the 5th one, but where the Chiefs defense scored a touchdown against us. And last year, you remember, it was Willie Gay. I think Willie Gay's done it twice. Dan Sorensen scored 2 pick sixes, or a pick 6 and a fumble 6 against the Chiefs. And there was another one in there. Just soul crushing when you go back and realize how long that winning streak is, how it fuels the Pat Mahomes dominant narrative. And we know that there were close games in there and that the Broncos offense didn't perform.
They're all kind of the same. All the games against the Chiefs. It's like the Broncos are hanging around, and they make some critical mistake.
Yeah. It was Teddy Bridgewater doing it. It's Drew Lock doing it. It's Russell Wilson doing it. It just didn't fucking matter. They all gave up touchdowns to the Chiefs defense. And I was just like, God.
Right. I mean, the one I think that comes to mind more than any of them is week 18 of the 2021 season. They absolutely had the Chiefs on the ropes. It was one of those weird Saturday games at the end of the season. And, Drew Lock runs for a couple touchdowns, obviously misses a couple easy throws too that would have put the Chiefs away. And they have the ball with the lead in Kansas City territory, hand it off to Melvin Gordon, just gets blown up, and the ball goes right to Willie Gay, who returns it for a touchdown.
Takes it to the house.
Game over.
Russell Wilson rolling out, trying to throw a little dump-off pass to the running back. Was that Willie Gay? Bats it up, catches it, takes it in for a touchdown?
I always confuse Willie Gay and Nick Bolton, but I think
maybe that was Bolton. I forget. But I
think it's Gay, though.
Either way, it's just devastating in those. I was just like, damn.
Was it Willie Gay?
In my brain, I know that some of those games were close and the Broncos let them slip away. But when you're going back through and watching the highlights, how did they lose this? Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, a fumble that they returned. Dan Sorensen, of all fucking people, doing it twice to the Broncos. But anyway, I have hope. It gave me more hope that they can overcome that stupid streak this year.
Yeah, they have to.
Have to.
If they want to make the playoffs, I think they have to.
Yeah.
You got to get one of those.
Also, last thing that is here about the Broncos, that is news.
Yep.
They are going to be dropping...
Oh, right.
Something soon. The uniforms.
Yeah.
Uniforms.
I think I know what it is.
We got this from Andrew Mason, connecting the dots. The Broncos 2 teases from this offseason. Seems like they're leaning into something all white, ice, or with a white helmet, but looks like now we'll know in under 2 weeks. Broncos tweeted this today. So we getting the Bengals all white unis, the whiteouts?
I think so. I think that would make sense. I don't think it would look very well. I don't know. It might look good on the orange uniforms.
Honestly, if they do it, I don't want any orange on there, and I want them to only use it during snow games.
Interesting.
They are the snow. Can't find them, can't tackle them, can't beat them.
Sort of a isn't that what the Bengals did in the snow game in the playoffs against Buffalo?
Were they in their all white uniforms? Possibly.
I want to say yes, but it's hard to tell. How would we ever verify that? I like it. I think you know where I stand. I know where you stand, which is someone who doesn't really care.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. That's where I stand.
I care. It's your team. You want them to look good.
No, I want the good looking throwbacks.
It's so simple. It's not divisive at all. I think most people just want the old uniforms back. They want the old logo back.
Yeah.
I'm
not exactly the old, but like just a little bit better version of the old ones.
I wouldn't mind if we just got
spice them up just a hair. There it is.
Make them look sharp.
It'll say a lot about this ownership group, what they do with these uniforms.
I think they know what we want.
Yeah,
like they're very in tune with what we want.
Yeah, it goes to show you just how like fucking of a lame duck Joe Ellis was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this would have been a slam dunk, easy thing to do. He just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would have generated so much goodwill. I think. And
how do we distract from being so mediocre? Oh, here are the dope ass uniforms everybody loves.
It's also like I think there's something to it, not like a huge factor, obviously, but when things are historically bad for your franchise, you just need something to like get rid of the bad mojo and sort of change your fortunes. Like when the Broncos originally changed their uniforms in 97, it was to get away from all the playoff failures. Like that was the reason. And
people did not love them unanimously when they switched.
No, I think
but the Broncos won that year. They won it all that year, and that's why it was all right.
Yeah, I don't think they lost in those blue uniforms until 1999.
Yeah. Smart way to like make do of just like a very mid sort of logo and uniform change.
I think it was probably like that was pretty crazy at the time. Those uniforms. They were Nike was in charge of it, and it was like not just like a uniform change, it was a color change basically. Going from orange to blue, from a classic logo to a very 21st century kind of look with the stripes that were pointy, the pointy stripes.
Pointy ass stripes.
There was nothing like that at that point in the NFL, aside from like maybe when the Eagles changed their uniforms, which is a bad move as well.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like you're due for a uniform change every once in a while, unless you have a classic look that you're sticking to, like the Raiders or the Packers.
Yeah, like the Raiders don't need to do it. Like they have like the best logo in the NFL in a lot of people's eyes. Never in mine, but I can't see past it. But like it's been 25 years since they did it.
Yeah.
And they stuck with it's something to me that just looks like the early 2000s so much, the Broncos. And the Eagles are a good example of that too. And the Seahawks as well. Like I feel like all three of those logos were just done by like the same dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is working. This is what people like right now.
Right. They're all like left to right looking creatures.
Yeah.
That like they look good on a helmet, but by themselves, they're kind of, we've progressed past that as a football watching society. I feel like even like to me, the Seahawks uniforms now look dated. They look like they're stuck in 2012 when they're thought up.
That's what I'm saying. Their uniforms look stupid. The Eagles are bland. The Broncos are bland. It's all that. But it's weird. I just like the throwback stuff so much. And I don't know if I like it because I think it's actually aesthetically pleasing or because it takes me back to a different time of football that resonates with me.
But
who knows?
I mean, yeah. I will say, do you think uniforms has anyone like gone away from a classic look and gotten better, like their uniforms?
No.
I don't think so. You see,
I
like
mean,
the Buccaneers went back to their 2000s look and got better, and now they're throwing in the creamsicle as an option, and I think the Eagles are going to do the Kelly greens, which they
yeah.
just do that full time.
I'm
Everybody wants
looking
it.
at my TV screen right now. It's like I see the Bucks on there. The Patriots also kind of stuck in that 2000s look.
Oh, the Patriots uniforms, they're awful.
Yeah, they have the right throwbacks, and then you see the Washington Commanders, and just a great example of no good design principle with their logo. They have some nice
Washington?
color
Yeah,
schemes
no, it's
going
not.
on, but the W, like, I don't know.
I don't know why they had to change were the uniforms racist too? I know the logo had to be changed, obviously, but they had one of the sharpest uniforms in my mind.
They should be, with this ownership change, they should become the Washington Blackmailers.
That's good.
And
Well,
they just use the U.S. Postal Service for their logo.
maybe that's tough to go back to a color in the name,
The Redskins and the Blackmailers.
or the red.
I thought you
mailers.
spelled it MALE.
I would love. Wouldn't that be funny too if Josh Harris bought the team and just like changed the name again
Yeah.
and the
Just
logo?
something like the Washington Lizards.
The Lizards. What if
Why is
they're
there not a lizard as a team? Like that's
What if they're the Washington Deadskins and they became like a Grateful Dead cover team?
just
And that was
Grateful
that was
Dead
their theme.
concerts playing the music from it over the intercom for the entire game.
Yeah, they run out of the tunnel to Touch a Gray or like Casey Jones every time. Those are the only two songs I know.
Although I don't think an NFL game could last as long as a Dead jam session.
No, but you get like Bill Walton as a super fan at every game.
Oh yeah.
Grateful Dead jam session. God, that sounds like the worst.
Yeah, to like counter that, you need a team that becomes the let's just say the Austin Fish.
Fish, yeah. The fish.
Fish and Dead, and every year instead of the Pro Bowl, we get a Fish and Dead game.
Oh man.
Ooh, the Dead Fish would be the Dead Fish. I'd take that as a team name and logo.
They're just they're the strangest team in the NFL. It's a long, strange journey to the end zone.
All right. I think we're good for today.
Yeah, that sucked.
I think we're good for today. Pat Surtain's the best corner in the NFL. We already knew that.
Yep.
Training camp's coming up. Shit's going to start happening. Get ready. Did I get it?
Ready. I'm ready.
All right. Bye.
Goodbye.